Lafayette, California. Lafayette, formerly Lafayette, is a city in Contra Costa County, California, United States. As of 2011, the city's population was estimated to be 24,285. It was named after the Marquis de Lafayette, a French military hero of the American Revolutionary War. Today Lafayette is known for its pastoral rolling hills, good schools, and wealthy inhabitants. In 2016, the median household income in Lafayette was over $140,000, more than twice the statewide average and about 2.5 times the national median. Origin and early history. Before the colonization of the region by Spain, Lafayette and its vicinity were inhabited by the Say clan tribe of the indigenous Bay Miwok. Ohlone also populated some of the areas along Lafayette Creek. The indigenous inhabitants' first contact with Europeans was in the late 18th century with the founding of Catholic missions in the region. These initial contacts developed into conflict, with years of armed struggle, including a battle on what is currently Lafayette soil in 1797 between the Say clan and the Spanish, and eventually resulting in the subjugation of the native population. Most of what is currently Lafayette was given as a Mexican land grant, Rancho Acalanes to Candelario Valencia in 1834. The name Acalanes seems to have come from the name of a native village in the area, Ajalan. American settlement started with the arrival of Elam Brown from St. Joseph, Missouri, in 1846. He purchased Rancho Acalanes in 1848. The settlement continued to steadily grow due to its proximity to San Francisco, starting with Brown's group of 18 settlers. By the census in 1852, 76 people were listed as living in the area. Brown founded a mill in 1853. A school began in 1852 in a one-room schoolhouse, taught by a 25-year-old Kentucky migrant, Benjamin Shreve. By 1865 the school had expanded to 43 students in 5 classes, and so in 1868 a tax levy of $1,000 was used to build a new schoolhouse. School expanded from a 5-month year to a 9-month year. In 1893, a new schoolhouse was built to accommodate the increasing number of students. This building still stands today. On March 2, 1857, the Lafayette Post Office was established by the U.S. Postal Service. The official document giving this exact date was supplied to the Lafayette Historical Society in 1993 by the Historical Division of the U.S. Postal Service. Prior to 1857, the community that is now known as Lafayette actually had no known name, though there are undocumented rumors that it was called Dogtown, Brown's Corner, Brown's Mill, Acalanes, and perhaps Centerville. The name Lafayette came together with the community's first post office. In 1857, Benjamin Shreve, owner and manager of a roadside hotel general store, which faced today's Lafayette Plaza, applied for a post office for the community, first requesting the name Centerville. When informed that a post office with that name already existed in California, Shreve suggested Lafayette, after the French general who became a hero of the American Revolution, probably not because his wife was a native of Lafayette, Indiana. The first Lafayette post office was established at 3535 Plaza Way, and Shreve became the town's first permanent postmaster, holding the job for 30 years. Spelling: on the original document from the U.S. Postal Service, dated March 2, 1857, the name Lafayette is unmistakably written as one word with a capital F in the middle. In 1864, the place name Lafayette first appeared on a map of the area, titled Bancroft's Map of California, Nevada, Utah, and Arizona, copyrighted 1863. Scale: 24 miles to 1 inch. Yet research by Ruth Dyer, Lafayette historian, shows that the name of the post office and of the new town itself soon began to be written as 2 words, Lafayette. By 1890 it had changed to one word, Lafayette, and so appeared in an official communication from the U.S. Post Office Department in February 1899. Then by 1905 it was back to 2 words. Finally on March 31, 1932 the name of the post office was officially changed to Lafayette, which has remained unchanged to this day. Lafayette was the 10th post office established in Contra Costa County. See Sally, History of California Post Offices. In the early 1860s, Lafayette was briefly the site of a station for the Pony Express. During the mid-1900s, Lafayette was transformed from an agricultural village into a commuter town, and was incorporated in 1968. Geography and climate. Lafayette is located at 37°5309 and 122°0705 W/37.88583° and 122.11806° W/37.88583, -122.11806. According to the United States Census Bureau, the city has a total area of 15.4 square miles, 40 square kilometers. 15.2 square miles, 39 square kilometers, of it is land, and 0.2 square miles, 0.52 square kilometers, of it, 1.08%, is water. The city is part of the Greater San Francisco Bay Area and has its own station on the BART public transit system. Lafayette is situated between Walnut Creek, Moraga, and Orinda, and, together with the latter 2 towns, is considered locally as part of La Morinda. Lafayette is separated from Greater Berkeley and Oakland by the Berkeley Hills, and the Caldecott Tunnel running beneath, a geographical boundary within the East Bay which also represents interesting meteorological, cultural, and political distinctions. Like the rest of the San Francisco Bay Area, Lafayette has a Mediterranean climate, Köppen climate classification CSA. However, the climate differences can be striking. During the summer, temperatures can soar beyond 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 38 degrees Celsius, in Lafayette and its neighboring cities, while the areas west of the hills and nearer to the bay remain up to 20 degrees cooler. Summers are warm, dry, and very sunny, although mornings can be foggy. Winters are cool and damp, with occasional freezes. Most of the annual rainfall comes in the winter, although there are still plenty of clear days during that time. The record high temperature is 115 degrees Fahrenheit, 46 degrees Celsius, set in July 1972. The record low temperature is 19 degrees Fahrenheit, 7 degrees C, set in December 1990. The region directly east of the hills is generally known for its more suburban or rural atmosphere, and features rolling, grassy hills which highlight a more peaceful and domestic aura. In the southwestern part of Lafayette, is the Lafayette Reservoir, and Briones Regional Park extends into the northern part of Lafayette. Lafayette's wildlife communities include mixed woods and oak woodlands. Demographics. 2010. The 2010 United States Census reported that Lafayette had a population of 23,893. The population density was 1,552.8 people per square mile, 599.5/km superscript 2. The racial makeup of Lafayette was 20,232, 84.7%. White, 166, 0.7%. African American, 66, 0.3%. Native American, 2,162, 9.0%. Asian, 2.1%. Pacific Islander, 240, 1.0%, from other races, and 1,000, 4.2%, from 2 or more races. Hispanic or Latino of any race were 1,388 persons, 5.8%. The census reported that 23,794 people, 99.6% of the population, lived in households, 38, 0.2%, lived in non-institutionalized group quarters, and 61, 0.3%, were institutionalized. There were 9,223 households, out of which 3,262, 35.4%, had children under the age of 18 living in them, 5,871, 63.7%, were opposite-sex married couples living together, 651, 7.1%, had a female householder with no husband present, 273, 3.0%, had a male householder with no wife present. There were 306, 3.3%, unmarried opposite-sex partnerships, and 75, 0.8%, same-sex married couples or partnerships. 1,916 households, 20.8%, were made up of individuals, and 802, 8.7%, had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.58. There were 6,795 families, 73.7% of all households. The average family size was 3.01. The population was spread out with 5,956 people, 24.9%, under the age of 18, 1,220 people, 5.1%, aged 18 to 24, 4,676 people, 19.6%, aged 25 to 44, 8,069 people, 33.8%, aged 45 to 64, and 3,972 people, 16.6%, who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 45.2 years. For every 100 females, there were 94.5 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there were 91.3 males. There were 9,651 housing units at an average density of 627.2 per square mile, 242.2/km superscript 2, of which 9,223 were occupied, of which 6,937, 75.2%, were owner-occupied, and 2,286, 24.8%, were occupied by renters. The homeowner vacancy rate was 0.8%, the rental vacancy rate was 5.7%. 19,025 people, 79.6% of the population, lived in owner-occupied housing units, and 4,769 people, 20.0%, lived in rental housing units. 2000. As of the census of 2000, there were 23,908 people, 9,152 households, and 6,754 families residing in the city. The population density was 607.3/km superscript 2, 1,572.5/mi superscript 2. There were 9,334 housing units at an average density of 237.1/km superscript 2, 613.9/mi superscript 2. The racial makeup of the city was 86.81% white, 0.55% black or African American, 0.22% Native American, 8.23% Asian, 0.09% Pacific Islander, 0.81% from other races, and 3.30% from two or more races. 3.95% of the population were Hispanic or Latino of any race. There were 9,152 households, out of which 36.3% had children under the age of 18 living with them, 64.9% were married couples living together, 6.5% had a female householder with no husband present, and 26.2% were non-families. 20.1% of all households were made up of individuals, and 7.1% had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.60 and the average family size was 3.02. In the city, the population was spread out with 25.9% under the age of 18, 4.4% from 18 to 24, 24.9% from 25 to 44, 30.4% from 45 to 64, and 14.4% who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 42 years. For every 100 females, there were 95.4 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there were 91.5 males. According to a 2016 estimate, the median income for a household in the city was $142,977, and the median per capita income was $76,726. Males had a median income of $90,067 versus $51,855 for females. The per capita income for the city was $54,319. About 2.1% of families and 2.9% of the population were below the poverty line, including 2.5% of those under age 18 and 5.1% of those age 65 or over. The average home price was $1,284,900 in 2005. Politics. As of February 10, 2019, Lafayette has 18,087 registered voters with 8,492, 47%, registered as Democrats, 4,198, 23.2%, registered as Republicans, and 4,674, 25.8%, declined to state voters. Cross of Lafayette Memorial. In November 2006, area residents began placing crosses on a hill overlooking the Lafayette BART station and Highway 24 to represent and memorialize the American soldiers who have died in the ongoing Iraqi war. As of January 2014, there are approximately 6,000 crosses in place, representing the troops who have died in Iraq, and there is also a large sign displaying the total number of deaths. The memorial has generated public attention, media coverage, and counter-protests due to its visibility from the commuter thoroughfare below. Also, since the creation of the memorial, there have been several incidents of vandalism. While some show support for the protest, other residents complain that it is disrespectful to those in uniform in Iraq and that it is an eyesore to the community. Lafayette Park Theater. Another historical site found in Lafayette is the Park Theater, which first opened in 1941, and then ceased operations in 2005. The Park Theater was originally a movie theater located on an intersection where the Lafayette statue was built. It then showed its last movie before ceasing operations in 2005. Recently, however, efforts have been made to reopen the Park Theater for viewing. A Facebook page called Save Park Theater was created to promote a potential reopening for the Park Theater. Education. Primary and secondary schools. Services. The Lafayette Library and Learning Center of the Contra Costa County Library is located in Lafayette. Oakmont Memorial Park is a cemetery in Lafayette. Oakwood serves as a country club/fitness center for Lawmer Dans. Notable people. The following is a list of notable residents of Lafayette, past and present. Past. Present.